Hey everyone, so I wanted to chat with you a little bit today about Shakeology. So exactly, I know a lot of people are kind of may have seen my post last night talking about Shakeology a little bit, talking about the products as far as the fitness programs. So there's lots of things that we have to offer to people to help improve their fitness, help improve their health, and their overall nutrition. So I just want to share a little bit about how I was introduced to Shakeology and kind of what I thought about it. I'm going to give you my fully unedited, uncut thoughts. So when I first was chatting with a friend of mine, I had seen her posting on social media about she had awesome results with P90X. And when I finally got to the point where I was ready to make that lifestyle change and I was ready to get healthy for myself, I finally got up the nerve after watching her for like 18 months and, downward spiraling as I kind of shared my story with my own personal health and reached out to her. So she was chatting with me about the different fitness programs that were available and based upon what I was looking for in the beginning. And I was just, I hadn't worked out in several years. I was 45 pounds overweight. I had health issues as far as the cholesterol, the miscarriages, and all that. So, to me, P90X was a little intimidating. So she helped me select a fitness program, which was Turbo Jam, was my first program. I loved it. So much fun. And then she started talking to me about Shakeology. And, I'll be honest, I had peeked at her website and was kind of like, what is this shake stuff? I had tried other stuff in the past. I had tried Slim Fast, which tasted horrible, left me starving. I was drinking like several of those a day when I was right before my husband and I got married. I was in my early 20s, like 23. And that's what I was living on because I was trying to lose weight. I really didn't know anything about proper nutrition. I was running on a treadmill, whatever, crazy stuff, and, drinking those things. And as soon as I stopped and, started like being a normal person again, I gained weight like crazy. It just, and I had tried a couple other things and I just didn't really, they never worked for me and they were never a long-term solution. So she was talking about this shake thing. So I was skeptical. I'm like, what is this stuff exactly? So she started to explain what it was to me. And let me just kind of take you back to a little bit where I was physically. So I had spent the whole year prior sick, and I kept getting tonsillitis. I kept getting strep throat. I kept getting these infections and bronchitis and all these things. And my doctors at the time kept putting me on antibiotic after antibiotic after antibiotic. And which after a year, they really started to trash my immune system where I could not stay healthy for more than a couple weeks at a time. My nutrition was poor. I wasn't exercising. It was the whole package. And I felt awful. I had no energy and I was just, a slug. And my son would want to play and mommy would be sick on the couch again and saying, sorry, honey, I need to rest. I was so tired all the time. And it was awful. So I finally had my tonsils out at the end of that year. It was like the end of 2011, and it was Happy New Year. I was recovering and had a terrible recovery. So once I got over that, my doctor was recommending that I get on probiotics, I get on a bunch of vitamins, and all these things, because I needed to strengthen my immune system so that I could start to rebuild my health. And, I wanted to start incorporating exercising. I wanted to try to eat better. Those were my goals when I was coming to this friend for help. So she started to explain about Shakeology, and she told me there are probiotics in it. There's prebiotics in it. There were digestive enzymes in there. My stomach just never really felt good. There were all these vitamins and superfoods and adaptogens and all these things. And I was like, oh, okay, well, this sounds pretty good. So being the skeptic that I was, I didn't take her word for it. I took it to my doctor. And he looked it over, and I remember him saying, this is fantastic. This is kind of everything and more that I was going to recommend that you take anyway in supplements, and you're going to get, a meal out of it as well. And he's like, I see no downside to this. Give it a try and see how you feel. So I said, okay, all right, Nicole, I will try this. And she goes, great. She's like, oh, you have 30 days to try it. If it doesn't work for you, you can send it back. And I was like, oh, okay, well, all right. So that's what I did. I signed up for TurboJam. I signed up for Shakeology. And honestly, I was kind of like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I'm going to give it a try. I've seen amazing things, from her. And, I was just at that point that I wanted that change in my life. So I began Shakeology and my fitness program and healthier eating in March 2012. And I was blown away. So, you're starting a new fitness program and routine and everything. So, like, the change isn't going to happen immediately, like you exercise 1 or 2 days. But I was drinking Shakeology for literally like 4 or 5 days, and I remember just sending my coach a message, Nicole, like, I feel this lightness and this. I feel like I'm kind of like walking on air, and like I'm awake. My head isn't like hitting the desk at 3 o'clock. I was still working a full-time job then, and she's like, yeah, that's the shake. She's like, took away that bloat feeling that women get, and it's cleaning out your system, and it's putting good stuff in, and she's like, it's giving your body everything that it needs and the energy. I was like, oh, okay. So as time went on, I got sick once in March of 2012, and I got bronchitis one more time. And I recovered from that really quickly. Instead of it being weeks, a month before I could recover, it was like that. It was like a week in and out, and I was back to the routine, back to workouts. And then now I rarely get sick. Here and there, sinus infection, I'm prone to those. But other than that, it's made me so much healthier, so much happier, and full of energy. And I just cannot tell you what it meant to have that change in my life. And, people say, oh, is it a weight loss shake? Is it, what is this thing? This is like amazing stuff right here. It is everything that you need to fuel your body on a daily basis. You drink it once a day. It's one scoop and you've got a complete meal. This isn't a protein shake. It's way more tthan that. And that's the consensus, people get confused, because there's so many things out there. The other thing that was huge for me is that the shake was all natural. There's no GMOs in it. There's no soy in it. There's no artificial flavors in it. These other things that I tried were not healthy. And I wasn't willing to compromise my health and go down that road again. I wasn't willing to starve myself to try and get healthy and drink 20 shakes a day. I wanted balanced health, and this is what it gave me. And I learned how to eat better. I stopped having all those junk food cravings and, putting good things into my body. And I honestly could not live without this for another day. My husband, he started drinking it. He started eating cleaner too. And he wasn't working out at the time. And he lost 20 pounds because of just that. And it was amazing for him. He has hereditary high cholesterol. So why he can't come off his medications, he got his dosages lowered from drinking Shakeology. I'm going to tell you a little secret. When you feel good, other things in your life, when you're married, when you both feel good, it makes a huge difference, if you know what I am talking about. It impacts everything that you do. It impacts you as a parent, it impacts you as a person, it impacts your work, and it impacts your relationships. When you feel good, it changes so much. So that's why I'm so passionate about sharing these products with other people, because they've been an absolute life changer for me. So I'm honored to be able to share that with somebody else and hope that they have the same things happen to them, and that I'm here to help them and support them. So it doesn't compare to anything out there. I mean, there are other things, I don't even know what they are. So I hope that helps explain it a little bit, where I was coming from with it, and answer your questions. If you have more, please feel free to, post them in the group or, message me a little bit more about it. Great. Thanks, guys.